Hey, I'm Cassie Tarakajian, and I'm the creator and lead developer of the p5.js web editor. In this video, I'll show you an overview of the basic features of the editor. If you're not familiar with it, the p5.js web editor is a website for hosting and creating p5 sketches. It's designed to be beginner-friendly. You don't need to download anything or configure anything to get started. Just open it and you can go. For more information about how the editor got made, feel free to check out the welcome video in the video description. Also, I'm going to assume a basic familiarity with p5.js and web development. If you're not feeling confident about that, I've linked a few resources in the video description as well. All right, let's get started. The first thing you'll want to do is navigate to the website, which is at alpha.editor.p5js.org, or to be moved into the future, just editor.p5js.org. And you'll see on the left your code and on the right the preview of your sketch. And so in order to see the preview, you'll hit play and then it will render your p5.js sketch on the right. And to stop it, you just hit the stop button. And so let's hit play again so we can see our results. And let's say we want to change the background color of our sketch from gray to purple. So we'd have to change this background function, right, and add different arguments. So let's make this a 3-value color. So it's gonna be red 220, 0 for the green, and 255 for the blue. And you'll see that nothing's changed, and this is because we need to hit the play button again, right? And now it's purple. And so if you don't like hitting play every time you want to refresh the sketch, you can click this auto refresh button. And then we'll see, we delete this, and then it will automatically reload as you type, which is pretty nifty. So let's add a little bit more to the sketch. We'll do ellipse. Let's put it at 50, 50, width of 50 pixels, height of 50 pixels. Oh, I did 500, 50. And so, as we would expect, there's our ellipse, and let's make it interactive too. So we'll do mouse X, mouse Y, 50, 50. Great. Say you're happy with your sketch and you want to save a copy of it so you could access it again later or show it off to your friends. Then you're going to need to make an account. So we're not logged in right now, so let's create a new one. Let's call our username Shiny Mountain. Just come up with a shinymountain@gmail.com. Who knows if that's a real email address? We'll make a password and sign up. Cool. So now you'll see we're logged in because it says hello Shiny Mountain in the corner, and you'll also see my account. And so in the web editor, you have all the basic features of logging in, logging out, accounts, saving sketches, and all that jazz. Now you can save your sketch. So what you'll need to do is go to File, Save, and then you'll see this little thing comes up and it says Project Saved and Autosave Enabled. So what's that autosave thing? What that means is as you type and you work on your sketch, it will save your changes as you go. If you've saved the sketch previously, it won't save it if you haven't ever saved the sketch. So let's say we want to let's make this not interactive. We'll change this back to 50 and 50. And then we hit play again. We don't. And it says saved 35 seconds ago, but if we wait, eventually it will say saved just now. And the web editor saves about every 30 seconds or so. So if we wait for it. Oh, saved just now. Great. And now you can also change the title of your sketch. So it generates a title for you. In this case, it's called Wrong Oil. Let's change it to something that's more descriptive for us. So let's call it p5.js editor overview video. Oh, missing an E here. Great. So now it's saved, and you can change this title as much as you want. So maybe we could put in at the end, so cool, because it's so cool, and you'll see the little thing comes up that says it's saved again. So maybe now you're ready to like show this off, you're feeling confident about it. You can go to File, Share. And so you'll see 3 different links that you can share. This first one is an iframe link, which allows you to embed it in a website or a blog or anything you might want. The second link is a full screen view. So if we open a new tab, paste that link in, we'll see our sketch without the editing environment. And this is also the version that is included if you copy that iframe link. The third one is the edit. And so we'll see that that is just the same as what we had before, our sketch. Lastly, let's say you want to make a copy of this sketch. You're happy with it, but you want to add more features and you want to keep this version. Then you'll go to File, Duplicate, and this makes a new version of the sketch. You'll see our title of the sketch was changed to p5.js p5.js editor overview video. So cool, copy. It's a little bit of a long title, and it's also saved. And so you can also duplicate other people's sketches. So say you're on your teacher's sketch or a friend's sketch, you can go to File, Duplicate, and it will create a version of theirs as well. Now I'm going to talk about a feature of the editor called the console. You may have been looking at it in the lower left-hand corner and been wondering what it is. It's a console that allows you to see output from the JavaScript code. It's different from the sketch over here, and this is on the HTML5 canvas, and this is just output from the JavaScript. And you can send stuff to it by using a p5 function called print. And you could do something like, hello world, right? And then let's hit play again. And we'll see now in our console, it says hello world. And so we could print a bunch of different things, like let's say we want to print hello Mars, like we really want to say hi to all of our planets. We'll see it says hello world and then hello Mars. We could also put this print statement in the draw loop, and then it would print a lot. So we could say print hello Saturn, right? And then it would be printing every frame. We'll probably see like a lot. Oh yeah, hello Saturn, very many. Another cool thing about the console is that it allows us to see errors in our sketches. So let's delete this, and let's purposefully create a syntax error. So if we hit play, we'll see that the console has now spit out uncaught syntax error, missing close parentheses after argument list, sketch line 4. So it's highlighted line 4 and is telling us that we're missing a close parentheses. Well, because we are. So if we add that back in, we'll see no more error, just our print statements as we expected. Another cool feature of P5, which is utilized in the web editor, is this friendly error system. So let's purposefully create a scenario that will cause a friendly error to be output. So if we hit play, we'll see this thing in the console. I'm going to stop it so it doesn't keep printing it. It says, p5.js says, ellipse was expecting a number for parameter 2, zero-based index, received an empty variable instead. Right, so ellipse needs at least 3 parameters, and this is a friendly error telling us about that. So pretty nifty. Another feature of the editor is that it will catch infinite loops for us if we accidentally create one, so we don't crash the editor. So let's add that back in, and then let's do while true, right? Let's create an infinite loop. Don't really need to put anything in the body. If we just hit play, oh, and it says exiting potential infinite loop at line 5. To disable loop protection, add / no protect to your code, right? So we'd add that in if we hadn't created an infinite loop. Let's say a block of code was taking a while to run and we know it was not an infinite loop. This happens a lot with really big for loops, like as for I less than 50,000 or something. That happens a lot, but we know this is an infinite loop, so let's not add it. But it would look something like no protect. Great, but let's not play it because then the web editor will crash and we don't want that. The last thing I'll talk about is the linting errors and warnings. So you may have noticed that when I created the syntax error, it highlighted a few lines. This is because there's linting, which analyzes the JavaScript statically and tries to find errors if there are any and point us to them so we don't run broken code. And so if we highlight over this, we'll see it says expected close parenthesis and saw close curly brace. And so, right, we need a close parentheses. It's letting us know that we need one. We close it and then we hit play and our code works. Another feature of the web editor I use a lot is the keyboard shortcuts. So say you're hitting the play button a lot to refresh your sketch, and you don't want to use this auto refresh because you're typing pretty slowly or what have you. But this is getting annoying mousing up here. The web editor has keyboard shortcuts, so you could hit Command Enter. If you're on Windows, it would be Control Enter, but I'm using a Mac, so it's Command Enter, and that refreshes the sketch. You'll see when I hit that, it does a little white screen thing. And so if I hit Stop, I do Shift Command Enter. This is for the stop, it'll stop it. So Command Enter, Start, Shift Command Enter, Stop. And if you're wondering how to figure out what all these keyboard shortcuts are, they're in this Keyboard Shortcuts pop-up, and there are a lot more. The ones I find really useful are this tidy and save. So say this auto save is not saving often enough for you, or you just like habitually want to hit save, as I do. You hit Command S or Control S on Windows and it'll be project saved. You can also use this code tidy thing. So just say like your indentation is all weird like this. You hit Shift Tab and it will indent it properly. I find that really useful when for a lot of beginner coders, kind of indenting is hard, and so I'll be trying to help someone and their sketch is all like this and I can't really figure out what's going on, so you just hit that and it's magically tidied for you. Previously, I talked about some basic things you can do with an account, just like create an account, log in, save sketches, but let's talk a little bit more about some other stuff you can do. So you can see all the sketches you have saved by going to My Account and then My Sketches. We'll see we have the two ones we created, right? The first one we create and then when we duplicated it. And so you can also get to the screen by going to File, Open, right? So we could change back to the original, right? File, Open, then go to our copy, which is even cooler. We can also see a bunch of example sketches that are included with the editor. So we can go to Examples. If you want to check out Get Inspired, we can do, let's go to Flocking. I'd hit play, and we'll see this cool flocking example. Then we could make a copy of it, right? Remember I said we could duplicate ones that we didn't own. So if we hit duplicate, right now we have our own copy and it's saved to our account, Shiny Mountain. So if I go to My Sketches, right, we'll see that in there now. So I can go back to the one I was working with before. The next thing I'll show you is some basic editor settings we could change. Pretty simple, but just we could change the theme if we want it to be dark or light. We could change our text size if we want it to be smaller or larger. We could also turn autosave off. We could change the indentation amount. Lots of different things. The last thing I'll show you is where you go to like change your password or email or whatever. You go to My Account and then Settings, and right, you can change your email here, your password, username, save it. The last thing I'll talk about is settings here. See, it says login with GitHub. You are able to create an account with Google or GitHub. Another feature of the editor is the sidebar, which you can use to access different files in the sketch and edit them. So if you click on this arrow here, this expands the sidebar in which you'll see a bunch of different files. We've only been editing sketch.js, which is the p5.js sketch file. And so you could click on the HTML or the CSS if you needed to edit those for any reason. So one reason we need to edit them is, let's say we want to change the name of this file. We'd rename this to sketch_cool. right? And then in order to get our HTML to load it, we'd need to change that name. So we would change this source to sketch_cool.js, and then it would actually work. So if we left it in momentarily, just leave that out, right? And then it doesn't load, but if we add in the _cool again, then it works. And if we save it, then it saves all the file titles tool. And this works really just like a file system on your computer, as you would expect. Now I'm going to talk about some other things you can do with this sidebar. You can create new files. So let's say we want to create another JavaScript file. We go click on this caret here, and we do add file. And let's call it hello.js. And then we click add file, and we'll see that it created another file down in this list over here. And then if we click on it, we can edit it. And let's just add some JavaScript in here. We could do console.log, which is actually the same as print in p5.js. We could do console.log hello from hello.js, right? Because that's where we are. And then if we hit play, we won't see that because we didn't add it to the HTML file. So we got to go back, add it to HTML. We can use our nifty Sublime Text keyboard shortcuts and do Shift-Command-D, Shift-Command-D, right? That appears, and we can do hello.js, and then we should see it in the console, right? It says hello from hello.js. You can also delete files. You could go to hello, click it, and then you actually don't have to be selected on it to delete. Oh no, you do have to be selected on it to delete it. You can highlight it and then click delete, and it said, are you sure you want to delete it? And you're like, absolutely. So you delete it, go back to index.html, delete this from here, and then your sketch will be as it was before. You're also able to add different files besides JavaScript files to your sketch. This includes CSS, JSON files, CSV, and other text files, but you can also use media like images, videos, fonts, and now I'm going to show you how you would upload images to your sketch. So if you click on this arrow here and you click add file, then you'll see this section here. It says drag files here to upload or click to use the file browser. So I could click to use the file browser. I'll see them, could click one of these or upload it, but let's drag one in. So if I go to downloads, I can use this unicorn image. I had downloaded already, and then we'll see it got added to the sidebar over here. So now we can use it in our sketch. And if you're familiar with P5, you'll know how to load and use an image. You've probably seen this before. You do var image, use the preload function to load it before your sketch runs. You're going to do image equals load image. You just put the name of the sketch. This works exactly like the file browser on your computer. Just put the name since it's in the root of the folder. And then in draw, you would do image, use the p5 function image, the name of the image and the position, right? 0, 0. Right, and then our unicorn appears. It's kind of off because the size of our canvas is weird, but it's there and we can use it. And so what if, let's show off using folders with this. So let's say like you maybe have like 10 images and this list is getting pretty long and you want to like organize your sketch a little bit. You could create a folder. Let's call this assets, add folder. Then you select it and you click add file. And let's add this other file to our sketch, which is a cat that I downloaded ahead of time. And then let's use it in our sketch. So we'll use it in the same way as the unicorn. So we do var image2. Then when we're loading it, we need to put in the full path, which includes the folder. And so we could do image2 equals load image. Forgot the E here. Image, and then assets / cat.png. This is case sensitive also. And then in draw, we would do image 2, 0, 0. And there we have it, this beautiful composition of a unicorn coming out behind a cat. So, so beautiful. The web editor is also fully accessible to folks with low vision or blindness who don't use the mouse or who use a keyboard for navigating through the website. And then I'm going to talk through a bit of these features, just a little bit, and we have another video that explains in depth the accessibility features of the website, and that video is made by the creators of those features. So let me just show these off super quickly. If I click on this, and then you'll see that under themes, there's another theme called high contrast, which is a little bit easier to read, a little brighter. And there's also another tab called accessibility, and this has a lint warning sound which you can turn on, which will have a little ping anytime there's linting errors. And there's also a section called accessible text-based canvas. And what this is we've been looking at outputs as purely visual. And if you click on any of these, which I won't demonstrate, you can get some sound feedback as well as visual feedback. And another thing about the editor is that it's fully keyboard accessible, so you could tab through the website and access anything on it. Thanks for watching. This video is being made with our first public release of the web editor, and since it is a website, it is a living, breathing thing, and it is subject to change as we add features and fix bugs. So please, if you would like to give feedback to the web editor or report bugs or whatever, please check out in our video description links for how to do that. And also, if you'd like to contribute, you can check out how to do that in the video description as well. And thanks for watching.